Here we go!
Hey people, what's up? It's GamerBlake90 coming at you with another Sonic news video. And boy, this one came at supersonic speeds, because this is a follow-up video to the one I posted just today about Sonic Colors Ultimate. Specifically, the recent screenshot that showed off Tails and the Jade Ghost Wisp. Well, guess what? We've got more of these to check out, and they all but confirm my recent theories about Tails' involvement in the game. So here we go. Now to give you a heads up, these new Famitsu scans that just came in are kinda low quality, but they are still clear enough to be considered readable, so I should be able to work with this. Now, I can't read Japanese, which is one of my biggest regrets in life, but we do have some screenshots here, so I should still be able to interpret what's going on exactly. There are 3R scans exactly like this one, but they mainly highlight the basics of the game, especially the Wisp, so we're gonna focus on the one about Tails since he's a hot topic for Colors Ultimate right now. To answer the burning question, no, these screenshots do not suggest that Tails is going to be a playable character in any capacity. I know many were hoping for it differently, and so was I, but I was also expecting him not to be, because I just don't see how Tails could work in a game revolving around the boost formula. Like, you could even see in Sonic Adventure that he was never meant to be a speed-based character. He can't move as fast as Sonic on the ground, but when he's in the air, it's a whole different ball game. The possibilities of Sonic's gameplay expand when you've got Tails by your side as your partner character. This has been true since the classic games, and when Sonic 4 Episode 2 rolled around, they recycled that concept once again while improving upon it, like giving him tag team abilities such as a roll that lets him break through walls. But while Tails will still be sitting on the sidelines when it comes to Sonic Colors, he's going to be taking a more active stance whenever Sonic starts to struggle. We can see from 3 of these screenshots here that Tails is giving Sonic a lift, specifically at areas that contain bottomless pits. One example comes from Tropical Resort, another from Aquarium Park, and the third on the lower left seems to be from Planet Wisp. It's kinda hard to tell, but I think I recognize the forest from Planet Wisp behind that rail over there. So yeah, it looks like whenever Sonic takes a fall, Tails will be there to pull him out of trouble like a homie. That's what's up, Tails. The sight of Tails just dawdling around his laptop or whatever you call it whenever there's a threat nearby and Sonic's trying to deal with it was something I could never get used to. From that preview of the first episode for a Rise of the Wisp, it looks like Tails won't be shaking his habit anytime soon. Either that or that was just an edit, I don't know. But while Tails will not be getting his hands dirty in the Colors Remaster, which technically is impossible as he's wearing gloves just like Sonic, at the very least, whenever things get tough for Sonic, he'll be there to bail his buddy out of trouble. This is a great step forward in reinventing the Colors experience, as it allows somebody from the Sonic cast that isn't Sonic himself to be a little more involved with the game, and that is awesome. This is something I've dearly missed seeing in a mainline Sonic game. It may not have been to the extent of making him a playable character like he used to be in the classics and a handful of the modern games, but it's better than nothing. As far as how to get Tails to help you out, you might remember us discussing that one of the collectible items being added to Colors Ultimate was Tails' head. This showed up in an older set of scans presented last Monday by Famitsu. In this recent scan, you see an arrow pointing directly at what looks like Tails' head, but it's kinda hard to tell from the low quality of the lighting, but I think if you zoom in, you can distinctly make out the shape of Tails' face on the collectible item. So without a shadow of a doubt, these will be how you can get Tails to affect the gameplay. At first I was skeptical about the idea of Tails' face replacing Sonic's life counter, as was the case in just about every screenshot, but looking back, it makes sense now because he's basically a safety net. Whenever you fall into a pit, Tails comes and saves you, so that you don't have to give up your own resource in return, like lives or rings. So there you go, guys. Other than the course of the story, this is the role Tails will be playing in Sonic Colors Ultimate. Yo, let's go, Tails, you are the man! So now that we have a clearer idea of how Tails will be involved, I want to take a quick look at this other scan that highlights the Jade Ghost Wisp, who is being added into Ultimate. No, not Smash Ultimate, Colors Ultimate, before anyone misunderstands me. Nowadays, it seems to be a growing trend to slap Ultimate onto a title of your game and suddenly it sounds 10 times better. What's up with that? Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Sonic Colors Ultimate, Smash Ultimate, what is this? But okay, let's focus here. So, onto the Jade Wisp. As I talked about in my last video, this little guy appeared in Team Sonic Racing and had the ability to turn you into a ghost basically, allowing you to pass through racers, objects, you get the idea, and it looks like it will be serving the same purpose here, even though it might look visually different in some respect. I figured that the Jade Wisp might be repurposed into something else because in the last set of scans, there was something that looked like a targeting reticle hovering over one of the egg pawns directly below Sonic when he was using the Jade Wisp. We didn't know it was Sonic then using the Wisp because we saw the Tails Life icon then, but now we know that it was Sonic, so there you have it. Anyway, the Jade Wisp. As was already said, it's going to make you invisible, and it also comes with a searchlight that you may be using to guide your movement from how it looks. And from the screenshot on the lower left, it lets you move through solid ground as well. Kind of like the Drill Wisp, but at a much slower pace, because in the screenshot in the middle, it seems to come with the same form of movement that the Hover Wisp has, but it'll probably not have the light dash property that the Hover Wisp had. You know, when you press a button in front of a trail of rings and you zip right along it, the Hover Wisp can do that, but I highly doubt the Jade Wisp will have that feature as well. It's mainly for invisibility. So along with the searchlight, that targeting reticle I'd seen in the last set of scans is back in the screenshot at the upper right, but this time it's not hovering over an egg pond, so that kinda kills off the idea I had that the Jade Wisp might be getting an offensive property of sorts. Which sucks, but oh well, what are you gonna do? Now, either the screenshots are too low quality to tell for sure, or I'm partially blind, but I could not see that targeting reticle in the other two screenshots. I only see it come up in the third one, so yeah, its purpose is kind of flying over my head right now. But at the top of that screenshot, there's what looks like the Jade Wisp itself, and either a crystal or another light orb or something directly above it. Like, what is this exactly? Are they creating warp points maybe? Is that what's going on? Aside from serving as a time limit, the gauge you see at the lower left can also be consumed so that you can use the abilities of the Wisp that you've got active. Like for example, when you're a Spike Wisp and you spin dash with it, the gauge depletes a lot quicker. I can only assume a similar effect is coming into play for the Jade Wisp, but its powers aside from invisibility still aren't entirely clear to me. The most I can think of is passing through objects and maybe creating warp points based on that light you see at the top of the screenshot on the right, which is really interesting. Anyway, that's all I've got on the Jade Wisp, and as for the two other screenshots in this bundle, they just go over the basics of Colors Ultimate, so nothing new to see here. So yeah guys, I'm glad to finally have an answer as to what role Tails will play, and maybe a little more insight at what the Jade Wisp can do. Though from the looks of these scans, I don't think they're going to be adding any more Wisps other than the Jade Wisp, like I was initially hoping for. So that's a bit of a bummer, but oh well, there's still going to be a lot to do in this game when it comes out, so no harm done. Now while this hasn't been officially confirmed by Sega themselves, they did say it wouldn't be long before they had more to share about Colors Ultimate, so pretty sure we'll be getting the scoop from them soon. I'd say the next time we get more Sonic news will be either during the Summer Game Fest, which is on June 10th, or at E3, which is from June 12th to the 15th. And we're just under 10 days away from both of these events, so I hope y'all are ready. And that about does it for my follow-up video to the recent developments for Sonic Colors Ultimate. So what do y'all think about Tails and the Jade Wisp? You excited for them? Or are you not excited for them? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and consider subscribing and ringing that bell so y'all don't miss out on anything. I cover Sonic topics of all varieties, be it news, games, mods, fan games, merchandise, the movies, just about everything. I'm working on building the complete archive for Sonic, and I hope you will join me on that journey. Until then, I'm out, I'll see y'all next time, and don't forget, blue blurs for life. Take care, peace out.